Hello, grade 9 students. I hope that you're doing great. So we're talking about digestion, which is the transformation of complex food molecules into simple ones. This happens inside the human digestive system, which consists of two big parts, the digestive tube and the digestive glands. The small intestine is one organ of the digestive tube. It is one of the most important since most of digestion happens in the small intestine and digestion ends there. In question 3, page 86, so please get your copybooks and let's start solving it together. So it's question 3, question 30, page 86. We're talking about different functions of the small intestine. So I'll read. In the framework of studying one of the functions of the small intestine, the quantity of nutrients is measured in this organ as well as in the blood leaving the small intestine. So as you can see, we have two graphs showing. This one is showing the quantity of nutrients in the small intestine. The second one is showing the quantity of nutrients in the blood leaving the small intestine after a meal. Draw the table showing the variation in the quantity of nutrients in the small intestine and in the blood as a function of time. Um, Always, the variable found on the x-axis on the horizontal line, okay, we put it in the first row of a table. So the first row must show the time of the experiment. So in the first row, we will see the time after a meal, and we have 4 times T1, T2, T3, and T4. Okay? In the second rows, we will put, since we have two other dependent variables, which are the quantity of nutrients in the small intestine and the quantity of nutrients in the blood leaving the small intestine. So we will add 2 more rows. The first one shows the quantity of nutrients in the small intestine, and the second one will show the quantity of nutrients in the blood leaving the small intestine. Okay, so I'm going to write here quantity of nutrients. Okay, the first one in the small intestine and also in the blood leaving the small intestine. And we should never forget the unit, AU. Remember, we always draw the table with a pencil and we write inside with a pen. So this will be our table. The table must be closed and we draw the lines with a ruler for sure. Okay. So let's see. What was the quantity of nutrients in the small intestine at time 1? At time 1, right here. The quantity was 90. At time 2, it went down, it decreased to 60, then to 20, and at the end to 2, right? So let me write the numbers. The quantity of nutrients in the small intestine decreased from 90 to 60 to 20 to 2. While the quantity of nutrients in the blood leaving the small intestine was 10 at T1, 40 at T2, almost 80 at T3, and 98 at T4. So from 10 to 40 to 80 and to 98. Okay, now the table is done. We surely must add a title for it. You can get the title from the question. Since they asked us to draw a table showing the variation in the quantity of nutrients in the small intestine and in the blood as a function of time. So this is the title. The title is a table showing, and we write the table under, we write the title under the table. So here is the title, a table showing the variation in the quantity of nutrients in the small intestine وكمان in the blood leaving the small intestine as a function of time. Okay? Now, analyze the results shown in the document. We have two graphs, so we're going to do them both together and we will add while between them. Okay? We should never forget to mention the numbers and also use the units. First of all, what we do is that we observe the graphs. Are they increasing, decreasing? Are they changing in many ways? The graph showing the quantity of D and of nutrients in the small intestine is decreasing. So one change, it is decreasing. Okay? While the other one is also made of one part, it is showing one change, which is increasing. I'm saying that because now it's enough to mention the first number in here with the last number. So the first point with the last point, وكمان هون the first point with the last point. So how do we analyze? I'm doing now part 2, first part of question 2, analyze. We will say, as time passes from T1 to T4, the quantity of nutrients in the small intestine decreases from 90 AU, we never forget the unit, to 2 AU, while the quantity of nutrients in the blood leaving the small intestine increases from 10 AU to 98 AU. Analysis done. Too simple. طيب يا غز. Since we can clearly see إنه nutrients in the small intestine are decreasing, while the nutrients بالبلد are increasing. Okay? طيب those nutrients يلي كانوا بالsmall intestine, where are they going? Why are they decreasing? وهون the nutrients in the blood, why are they increasing? من وين عم يجوا? This will give us a conclusion. And the nutrients found in here are moving to the blood. This will give us an idea of the intestinal function. So by part 2 of question 2, عم بيقول لي, what do you conclude concerning the intestinal function revealed? What do you understand? This is a conclusion. We conclude that the small intestine is responsible of the intestinal absorption of the nutrients into the blood. يعني nutrients are absorbed from the small intestine to the blood. What is another function of the small intestine? Is it its only job in to let nutrients pass from the small intestine into the blood? No. The small intestine contains lots of enzymes. I told you most of digestion happens there because the small intestine is connected to the intestinal glands that secrete intestinal juices. It is connected to the bile, to the pancreas. So all of these enzymes will help in the chemical digestion that happens inside the small intestine. So another function of the small intestine is the chemical digestion of food. Okay, you can also write mechanical digestion لأنه the small intestine does peristaltic movements كمان to make food move along the digestive tube. 4. Now, why is the small intestine a suitable and a great place to for intestinal absorption? Why is that? So right here, they are asking us about the characteristics that make the surface of exchange between the small intestine and the blood a good one for intestinal absorption. This is because, and if you watched the lecture explaining the lesson, you'll know that the surface of exchange is highly vascularized. So too much blood vessels and lymph vessels connected to it. Okay. Has thin walls. These allow nutrients to cross them easily. And it is large area of exchange. Okay, this will let more nutrients pass into the blood. Okay, in the upcoming video, we will also tackle a document or a question talking about the small intestine. Okay, I'll see you. Thank you for watching.